Mame fa na asema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Ashrafonia T4 mema obibia akwaba eha eye PENDREAM TV. Nana otuda kon ene Listowell na poku e de enkomo twetwen bia tudwa. Na me pese obejebre na wakame ho na yati omonsem no enjirimu. Ansa na beko no subscribe to channel no. Jawadun jero comment section ho. Like na share dwumadi numa afoforo ensa enkami. Kame ho na yati ensema Nana otuda kon ene Listowell na poku e de tudwa.
Mame kwa o so na mene eye Listowell na poku eni nkomo na yewia maseba bachi na yaba betwa so mira Listowell na poku yama wakwa basonko eba Accra FM so
yeah nia hello too
what van empom to say
you want me refu ya Afoko kamo so e
you are dream ye ho den satwere kronkron na eba Gregory Afoko nsem ya oka enkrofoku a magina akasa akwama crash ne pa almost every time bia wunya kwanya wo de Gregory Afoko asem ne behim ene empanyifo se me ada akoso ya ne petrim ne nsem no tase ne sen na himfa kra na be hyese afri afei emu aba no wo man ne mfa ne sen
na ne fa kunya so na nche tiefo ne ahwefo na ne momo abaso so ne aduma so a yedi kan the asidati esi adana twedi amponya kopon a ono na sebi edi kwasi asem emane espeni si aboa onidua yankopon ene prano
okay
so we share sebi yanka familia yes sebi the son say yanchen and I said yeah down for ana and I have a very long-standing relationship that goes beyond even brotherhood. It's in many persons and I mean the good and some via or my way in said no crown to papa or young Francois others. So my journey said we are seeing Nita seen to one abrabum, but you say will be a wood trasser. There are no names and a chiacha.
okay
And to Mama, you, as I say, nobody lives in an island. No, a Pasianso and also in the long con. And you'll be a many Greg study, and you say, a million and a beer, a better beer, or say, the support you know the grandpa and this is similar so abia ono aye misi onye my brother Greg knew nothing and knows nothing about a pioneer Faswa a former Upper East Regional Chairman of the NPP Adams of Faswa and that has been his statement from day one. Court will cover young confined Rahayina study the it is very say, yeah, and then can someone the tone. It's Mahama Adams, I know a same crowd quarter. I was thinking, do not ask them to cry, and your boss has a minute.
okay
Now, the church in Minibino, yeah. Me kaipa me chief and no la bra ni to tuna no eye Gregory Afoko lawyer for to tuna no question we stand say time na eye ni kuni be fie no o se ana na time wa mu hwe ati ni gu ne so ne so ohun o se ana Emma, or crowd, or boya, then for 5 box, Edison, and some over Philippine. In here, if we are seeing her, if we be anyone 2 gloves, you go to them. There, the liquid could do some level a year acid bath now our gloves but or the sun sir what the Papa saying it if you caught one of Sadana they can publicly say Mamina not or worry Mama Adams no Mama Adams won't be Emma at the year Abasani Sre in Como. I didn't understand. I could find any Japan. Me or more. Only someone you be to come out in or Shibukai. And your friend said, Yogi Nabu and Utiko Japa. Sanko for me to go with me in Ada Papaya, the friend of Bookie Nabu, you move full ya on it. It's about air papa. If I talk over to Rafa, the full no Google. Now, one may check for you. A dear Potia, Bookie Nabu Kafa, a year Mama Adams, you yeah, what Chip said, Utibo Jaba, and it was Shibukai. Women are calling a Sadiano. They just wanted to give Afoko, the then chairman of the MPP, no, a bad name like a dog just to hang.
Now, officer, and no, Obibeka say, who are dancing, dear Shaden, Intinina Sonisa.
Oh, Debbie, they said Gregory Afoko, no, I won't say it was just an allegation from a baby, your friend, or MPP for headquarters, or Boya.
Okay, Boya.
Boya, I'm almost in a no say Boya, you know, friend Boya. Or no, Anna, or Papa, coming from a ticket, so. Say, no, with dinner. I can't walk and no drunk can help with drunk can have. I don't say, or no, with dinner. Your friend is saying, Mahama Adams and Mahama Adams, you are with the wood. The ball, Gregory Afoko didn't say, Gregory Afoko, and they acid need goodness. I got the phone report I wanted by after the autopsy. And he said, Nipano could not have opened his lips.
Okay.
Let alone to talk. Because the truth now got damaged because of power or really the friend is saying acid, you know. Until the truth. And in the nasal you got bent. So there was no way he could have spoken or he could have talked. And so boy, yeah, you say, I'm in committee, so a kind, a unity. And then the man said, a police for Quache, Gregory Afoko. In fact, police form of Quache on a crowd from a report and say, it was that cold. I just said there was nothing to say, the two crowd, and fear, and say there's a man, no, but there was nowhere. And Quebec, I bet he said, Sandy Pano, while your friend is saying, Sa and Yambra,
okay,
and Slim Lemuno, Sabina, Muhammad, it is. It sounds allegation about it. I'm going to the Gregory Afoko. Emma, I could buy say, you are referring to me. I ever hear me say, no, Ella, about for buy, and I could for that buy. I just say, sir, we are not your man, now, with that, let you say, and I was here, Ma, Gregory Afoko bill. Now, I'm only to the condition. I could for the buy and say, their condition, Ma, Gregory bill. Shady, will be our bonnet brat to Afoko near. I'm going to name a bail condition of just 500,000. Million. Shady, will be our only Afoko. And I will be clear in a baby.
Or your accomplishment. Yeah.
Say, oh, Cabra, Afoko Abwa. The need to say, I could follow the chrono crowd, mine, and crying on one in the bush and so we are
when what's the former chairman, Afoko, of MPP?
If I just say,
Mr. Okay, you are Brand, what's the former chairman of MPP, Afoko?
Yes, Afoko.
Okay. Okay.
Lepenia for Afoko.
Okay.
And when see woman with TB condition. I feel we are share. And I will say when we TB condition, you know. What was that not to appeal court to say? They now also channel. Any quality at the man. You see, I understand that in the whole, go for dummy, go for dummy, the Benny, Bonini, no Benny, go for dummy. Or say, they go a Afoko, any quality of money bail. Now, buy money bail, they gane. Obi a wonu Gregory Afoko. Sebi. What one a bra? Na sebi. What ko yere no? Eya yere na mo yere no krampo no yepse bia. Ma yere ne se mo wo enwa dan sibie. Okoto no. Nipa ko a mo fa wo mu nyina so mo na mo witnesses ni nyina no. Omo nsem ba ko kura ni wono mu a ebe di se e trese Gregory Afoko sebi. Obi enyambrasem.
Okay.
But in the mono, and some no one, charity, none of the Sida, any cabia.
Say, no, watch him. We what may entice and then no Sanka now ye Gregory Afoko lawyer. Anka Diana Siamau. Na that she be no one say, Unya fan who did Tokra. Anka Shebi Honmuame Manafaso. Fase Yadana Fakwan Boneso. Atentre ne ya wenya.
The question.
Accra FM.
My imagine say, Senior, you go up to Yamia Gumna and no Yamani Bill. Say, you young Kata, some Yemen Navy, now or Babon, now Miames account near Miano, now many etnas in Coma. You're a lawyer for the wetness. The young Tom Cosso, no, you are so many. You did say, obey them. Finally, we didn't na study. You so saboba. I was say, Yama Omani Baye Juma. Na Omani Tia a very huge compensation. Emma Lilia Gregory Afoko.
Also, make us
until such a time, I would still have to wait till we cross the bridge because it was intentia, the CC. Nebra basem ni ma bonia never father burn and it is a bonia fixed match attorney general for yeah only the Olympiad minimum no they take ni go Afoko any ebishia yeah we know any paper secret is very innocent, highly innocent on here boni sebi and I know why na just so to see the nti yeah Yakusa is a tree. The woman said, the resources are done at the Sanira and Yadaniasi and your body. Margin society said, no money be over. Fire by that on the far so a year to the extent say, court, I can say, Greg, you so stop of it. Also, so Omudai case, you know, I said, Chemusa, Emma, Greg, S.R. Sunday, another trial. You know what I say? This is about the fourth time that is being tried.
But sir, I don't know in law. You bet to me, I quit it near discharge and you bet to me, I can say for Hunkodi. But if fresh, fresh, a year against you, I'm to me some rearrest you, Anna.
And look, Sandy, the year she said, and then I said that then, Sally Farm walking.
Yes, also
discharge. Almost area arrested.
That's right.
And a Koba semi-clan put me for a Baya Basu. So she said, we need to Sally Farm. And as I said, Madame Pa, but Minema, Wakikana, Nano Unica. So, in our money, you should say a mother bonnet. Until the person in Mark Ghana, he said, see, it's not the PR for me, but the 1 year bonnet. Now, you're Bonia, 1 year, 2 times at the bone. Now, said after Martin Pegu versus the Republic.
Yes.
And then you catch here, if you have to say, if you are obeying to Shabiano, every offense is available.
Oh, Bill, yeah.
Now, a buyer also a good for that, but fair. Even Greg, from the same money is not, I feel better. I'm a judge best or best album, but then some person can get a album and can be level of friends. Now, I could for the city and then look at it. No bill, net Emma bill. Meaning, Papa.
Okay.
I read the Mama.
You better ask.
Into the Yama, the UPR, then in Pieball, and na country, near senior. Yeah, advocacy. About many of the any additional phone.
Thank you.
The BBS.
Thank you.
I try to fortunately motive for us. Some so I be Diana, some of my Queen, and my discuss a regular focal topic. And most of you about my passion. Say, you could share and quite a young day.
Ami. Piao. Listowell. Nana Kusi Puku. Executive Director, Magag. Your friend, Isan said, about Gregory Asemia is one of the few DBA Wujinam. Now, say a carbonia. Abandon an idiot do a I'm just saying me. Meaning the difference between Nanado Dankwa Kufado, Baumia Amamuo, and Okote Kingdom. Meaning difference. Meaning. Be another difference in moja because it's quite unthinkable the kind of inhuman treatment they meted out to Gregory Afoko. Be a friend now joining into Untiasiano. Ayehuhunya. In 2015, Mobakaya, Chairman Bia, na friend Adams Mahama. Na oye MPP chairman. Then Bolgatanga. I mean Upper East region. Obakai said he was bathed with acid. I'm a Viasiano chairman. At one and a month. Near Koba and he said MP before taking over. Womunsusian ora Gregory Afoko. Anomade sa entansa no ebo no. Na Ghana mbremu no. Enkosi se ubatutu obia no na ubebu ne fo no odibem. Ti potoke se. Yes, until one is proven guilty, he or she is innocent. Ma owura no ejina emra anu kosi emra nankasa pese wujino. 80 there was a court order Gregory Afoko kra bail. Unum say even though court ejina na namu ma Gregory Afoko bail na nadu danko akufado no rubber me say wo mpene. Say even though say assemdi bia asijira say Gregory Afoko fan ho nkodi no, they still went ahead at the Gregory Afoko ekosemu. Yentimi establish Gregory Afoko boni, but for 9 solid bad years Gregory Afoko has suffered the pains of the prisons. Me trao abodan for ebedi enso sabi me person me trao wicked miscreant that led us in this country. Mimi who the difference between Okoti Kingdom and another Dankwa Kufa no Bamyamamu. I mean the difference. Because so what me this boning and the now yes uncle sorry them and now mosque. Then you are wicked people. Oh yes. Then you are wicked people. Finally, under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ora Afoko atimi enya bail. I think 500,000 cities or so they are to it. But at least obenya home ye kakra. Eti so he or how near mania MPP aban e de ba obi ti se Gregory Afoko so a. Na se edru se ye ka kenofori atasem na ebi mu ye omadwene so mo eti printing kwase ye no bi no a me be say sanya atwumi onko fefre. Because let's face it, Bonika se ben pa na Afoko yi woye Ghana. Because after all, it's not been able to be established here. We have not been able to establish here Gregory Afoko and Kum Adams Mahama. One of the acid good money. Whether or not and only it is a matter of a competent court of jurisdiction to determine. They come say we are live on CTV, Ghana's #1. Over Facebook, who's one of us share my. We're doing traditional the Abania King Kama, ain't it? 80 say continent me establish say Bonnie way, and a Gregory Afoko, Eddie Yang. Na enam suma court and say, ye ni kind money baila. I'm asking you, a banny sign and another dankwa kufado. Any or Rabamia, any the other communities in MP because even though court to say Afoko bail, Afoko, I can't say Gregory Afoko, yes, I'm vanquishing. For good, I beg your pardon, for 9 bad years, Afoko has been subjected to the ill fate of injustice. But I'm happy, ladies and gentlemen, that under the leadership of a compassionate leader, I'm happy say under the watch of a charismatic leader, under Obia or what Tima or Pepa near to what Emma or mine entity enemy yo me John Dramani Mahama certainly Yatimiama Gregory Afoko bail. Baby Gregory Afoko wobia Yachado, but Afoko me I'm telling you. I pray say nyame baya dom na ye bedu wasem no na ubedipim eno de court de betimi akasa udipim na onipim but atantre ne awanya eno wasem yeka. And look, there are so many other guys for you know prisons they are suffering obi as a prison by 10 years they be on remand na sem cry and kind. What kind of injustice is that? I will not be surprised cause by now obi as a prison by 20 years na sem cry and kind. But you see how Kenoforiata Asembaye, MPP for Demnica, and Yamianka, they are subjecting him to emotional torture. Emotional dying. Momunim emotional torture. Do you even understand emotional torture in its all connotations? Do you understand it? Do you know the emotional torture Mama Gregory Afoko, for instance, I go through for 9 years? I'm going to establish this. Now let's even face it with the case of Obi to say OSP any Oforiata case. Oforiata say oyare Kenneth Kuntun Kunukuna na ya Oforiata former finance minister say oyare yadie yemfenya Accra FM yadie yemfenya yadie nim MPP ni ana yadie enim NDC ni. I will not be here pretending say obi yadia yemfenya no unim yadia benya no chena but so obi yadi na hunu say wa boni turumo poso pese wo dodge atentrene o pese wo dodge mra hu a special prosecutor babontin ebe declare Kenoforiata fugitive sebita frache sebia kudonto so abodamu akeke no asare no offense and traffic sham efi na kro Kenoforiata a fugitive of justice. So one goes to an accident. He followed all the procedure, all the bureaucracy, making sure say obe na oni pa kuno aye enyema ese na fata. That didn't go on. That didn't go on. Afa krata ba ene say owura Kenoforiata kopayaresa but onye sure so beba potokesem or say he will be there indefinitely. If you will be there indefinitely there special prosecutor doing some person do a minor during the agro ne senti obe declare fugitive and Martin Crophobia kase special prosecutor no power burn or look go and read about the special office of the special prosecutor. He is clothed with the powers of even the Ghana police. So Ghana police to me declare be wanted, special prosecutor to me declare be wanted. To me declare obi wanted. Ma me kwa humane so en komane de na bebre ho because afekra na me ba ne owura ba me aka say my enfan crofo adwum. This man is joking. In 2017 nurses by 8,000 na obianya ne clearance owura ba me Oh, yeah, chairman of the economic management team. Oh, me, you already. Sometimes no, so love letter. Over 9,000 public sector workers. Ora bamia we am you already. Ora can oforiata someone na making. Me ba cho muntie. Ye na asemba emotions. Ne de esu de akire no muntie. Obi ani hon mu a. Wo betan ni nua. Se bitafrache. Ni nua ne kura entu ne kongu. Obi ani hosa. Jise bia ye ni paboni ni. We were in this country, State Insurance Corporation or company, SIC, and a year insurance ho adwuma ne aban edika. It's all the other government institutions, you know. One more insurance policy, SIC for the amount. Under Ken Oforiata as finance minister, Ken Oforiata came and say adwuma ni nyina e come on no enterprise insurance. Clear conflict of interest. Ye high ama sa bonefo sem abonefo sem saying ekoso under na now dan kwakufa a kenoforiata na na finance minister eti sika esankaba Ghana ho nyina through insurance afena kwa kenoforiata onu ankasa na insurance company a ye friend enterprise insurance ansa na besu ama obi no tie bone a wadi ansa may a citizen of law. Yes, and sana yebebu obi kumfano. Sabi odibim. Eti, I'll not pretend to be in this chair to think say I can arrogate to myself the powers of the court. Certainly no. But the person who near my bunny, I can oforiata. Ne sane cousin, sane wafa, wura. Akufado, didi yen. Eti Ghana for pamuom eviakete. Apart from enono, kenoforiata hunu say Ghana ko bobesia wotene share eti bisia interest no esi hono wosoro eno na na kenoforiata ebo because me new ye ne asefo na ebetua saka ano use ono ane bank data bank eye transactional advisor eti data bank na be aban futufu efa bisia ye bakobo ewa manone eti se Ghana ko bobesia no a na kenoforiata through the data bank no matter what say. How can you be the finance minister and employ the services of your own bank as transactional advisor? Now who as finance minister no who receive this no was here to share a personal account? How? Under Ora kenoforiata ya Accra FM. Anna, for the first time in the history of Ghana, Embrewa Tim Pintinkwa. Ayo yachere wo monten. Adanya wonwa sika awadia to bank for bonds for shares. Keno for it say e wo mso na this can to one ba person yi a mintimi fa wo sika ne ma. Eti ebia 100,000 cedis na ho but bet mama 10,000 cedis pe. As I can offer atana e ye adwuma gu bottom ma unya se sika ne de koto bank. Why ye adwuma nya sika no de akoto bank no. Na odi bi aye bonds any shares no. Can offer as finance minister said there be. Ubetimi anya sika e just 15 years. Eti akokora owo say 75 years. Now say just 15 years and san ubetimi anya na bond sika about 90 or so years. Debio na de kura na kire so ni pakro betimi anyini edu 90 years. Eti size ka no. Ba mo anan. Kero for yata we ya. The debt exchange program. He led that wicked crusade. Ma, for the first time in the history of Ghana, your former chief justice in the person of Sophia Kufu, Manit Otenhugu Monteneso, and Mr. John Dramani Mahama say, so I appointed Sam Ameno to be part of the Council of State. When you nyansa pa, ya when it nyansam, when you're a type of it, young people into Woodin Semunua, not also some Kwasa so that be Etienne John Dramani Mahama. Were appointed to be member of the Council of State. Sign nyansa fu when you hear said won't be mine. No more cano. No more cano. And no more cano. Kenoforiata Kroya. Sorry, one day, go all the indigenous banks in this country. Hey, Massa, tie, Messi and Sana Beswamobino, tie Boni Awadi. Go Bet Bank, Go Heritage Bank, UT Bank. Look, about 9 indigenous banks can offer a Guno, through Bank of Ghana. And you know, there were several microfinances. Sikakura Bianketwa. Omubwa Ejuman Kuma any other tem. There were other financial management houses. The financial management houses, you know, sika pudro no mohweso. Eti bit say Gold Coast for no. Na omuji ebia banks ahodo sika no oma dane. Na the interest akoma bank no. Na niye ni o. Owura Kenoforiata, unim say the data bank. Na sika ekosie ewo pa kwase ndum Gold Coast. Sa financial management house no. Kenoforiata hunu say oba be Gold Coast no wagu other banks no. Ano koyi ni sika nyina afiri ho. Ka kire ne namfo say omo ma kan koyi sika nyina. Omo nya sika no go banks ni nyina. Go and read the Auditor General report. Now banks in here only 9 billion Ghana cedis for resuscitation. So banks in here 9 billion now. Banks in the best hire Baba Yejumabio. Akufo-Addo say we need be. But me no yet chairman of the economic management team. Was when he says can it be? How many 9 billion? How many banks in Yejumabio? And yet, Auditor General report say they ended up using 25 billion and the good banks. No, I'm talking about a wicked generation that should not be allowed to govern us again in this country. Papa way so ya dia muswaman. Me say ya dia yemfenya. Me krom chinin. Ya dia yemfenya. Etimi mom hey so ngu. Na ho na betu aka no. Dabi Awurade ma ne ho nyade. A chance makat ne betu aka na hwan. I cannot pronounce him guilty because I'm not caught. But I know some Bonipia MPP Eddie Ghana won't be Triasoka. Let's even assume without admitting said John Muhammad our time will come. Even if they are dead, we will exhume their bodies and we will let the bodies face the loss of our country. Yes. You bet two look, they could even be dead. You bet to fununo. Near the fununa kojina court. Near the fununa sem. Because what you mean Ghana bonin fa nisa? Because of you, look at the number of children standing under trees. Look at Rose Ahudwa. Yes, this kagum and swanko. A whole lot of any just bibia basa. Omugu banks no mu refi say e maburu bebreye adwuma go o ma nwene ne maburu no bedi ho Ghana ha so bi adwuma enipa be 10 ana hwe omo eti wo say ba kwa adwuma wa say nipa 11 adwuma. They didn't care. They collapsed all the banks. But omo banks there omo ba ne ejinai. It took Atamils to bail out Data Bank. And Data Bank, go and find out. Atamils could have collapsed Data Bank to send a Kenoforiata, a collapse Heritage Bank. Atamils at that time, were almost banks, I'm a banks in Ijinai. The banks here just 9 billion. Not banks na Juma. Why would you spend 25 billion to collapse it? What would you get from it? And you pay any extra. Why would you do that? Mama ye. Humadie, Pennyfosa Costros. Yeah, Humadie, then a Costros. Make a Heritage Bank, or make us say a gongo dia. But made the example because Saturn, not the Heritage Bank, no, they had little or no bad debt at all because no me a new bank. So if it's about saying, say, I'm a running bank, no, a grounder, no Heritage Bank can count. In fact, they had the revered and venerable Kwesiboche, the late running for the currency, former Minister of Finance, on and no data, can say Heritage Bank, on and no young board chairman. So they had things in place. But yes, he said, Wagongo, Sika Wonya, it's perceived, say, politically motivated. it's perceived say Sikano has something to do with 1 liter of it fertilizer beer. You see at a point, you just see one of them say enquire, you know, ubeka open story any idea. It is hard yeah. You go bank no. Like seriously. Dabio. Now, wunim nyansa say sabi say bank managers ne kura ana one more manage banks no kura na wo de o say o ma bobo adamu a munyu mu se nchen na mo from nyansa fo I may take care of the banks so that we don't lose those who are working there. What's that? And I'll be coming there briefly. Now, Chief of Staff Directive, I say, one more year Juma from 7th, Obian Fenajman to 1 sano. Obraba me atro long story. Time no ye good banks no nipa domwe kofi omanya Jumanya no. But I'm antro letter be amabonting. And yet he was the chairman of the economic management team of the country. He knew, sir, unemployment our direct correlation with to trust him. And yet, as chairman of the police council and vice president, one can hear, afraid they were cultural long thesis. So when they may review that thesis, no man. Former Bank of Ghana governor, who kind of financial regulatory act? I try and say, Sikabia Bank of Ghana be printy. Ama abang in terms of budgetary support or whatever, no, it shouldn't be more than 5% of the previous accrued revenue of the state. Theo, it's young fun to say Ghana enya 100 million cedis, the whole country in 100 million cedis. Na Bank of Ghana person kushino in terms of buffers. Bank of Ghana intimim printing more than 100 million, the 5% you say 5 million me boy. I want to mean printing more than 5 million cedis. But are you aware, sir, more than half of the money, sir, Bank of Ghana printing here, they did it without parliamentary approval? Because law no say you must do that, but with parliamentary approval. Apart from that, no law no say won't mean go beyond 5%, and yet they went in some cases they printed unnecessary percent. 80 candidate for jail no there and you can for your Addison were a candidate for jail because over 2022 financial calendar year Bank of Ghana abo yenka 60.8 billion Ghana cedis. John Dramani Mahama in all his borrowings John Ebaye in all his borrowings it was equal to 54 billion. Meanwhile 54 billion, look at the health sector or your rich hospital with 54 billion. John Dramani Mahama, University of Ghana Medical Center, made the hospitals in Refikra. Uko Kumasia, Sevilla Hospital, Afari Hospital, Kumau Hospital, John Hospitals, Refi. Uba even Aviation Center, I beg your pardon, Aviation Industry, or your Terminal 3, and we see one more, as with the Heathrow Airport. John Dramani Mahama did so much when it comes to education. Look at the education complexes John Dramani Mahama built. 123 at various stages of completion. According to Napo, former Minister of Education and running mate of MPP, or say John Dramani Mahama, every 46, no a Minister of Education or a MPP minister, was a year from scratch. Nyakano were at various stages of completion. And who yenti jaye ama schools na kenguram John Mahama ya no so baba schools ni. Meanwhile 54 billion Ghana cedis na oboro ye no eno no de ye sene mani nyina. Na Bank of Ghana to me boy enka 60.8 billion na yaka anu atum. More than what John Dramani Mahama borrowed to do all those infrastructure. Bank of Ghana almost some year regulator. Echo good banks, about 9 banks and other financial houses because almost to me raising 9 billion to resuscitate the banks, or because of your recapitalization coming in nonsense. 89 billion to good banks, you know. Now Bank of Ghana are regulator. Good banks and Krum because they cannot raise 9 billion. What should we do to you? A single outlet. Abra Woboyanka 60.8 billion. More than what the banks even needed. And send a collapse banks. So they are candidate for jail. Obiso Amuakwata Abuko cabinet meeting one day was a finacro, Yaji wrote to him. Roto them is it 79 million cedis a year? I stand for correction. Charles, Roto them is I think 80 million cedis or so. Around that a year. I stand for correction. 3 years in it, or if not 4, 80 times 3. 8324. So about 240 million. Says scanning na Ghana nyabiu because one minister sorry so kwada na again chen say na yire na man bufu yi one omo yem penifo ti anwai but one nonsense cabinet meeting one mu wi meeting na fi na kroya nji roto obiem and munum say you cannot take that unilateral decision. We better take such financial decision. You need approval from parliament. Mumu biam fire tower. So you decided on your own without parliamentary approval. And you think say, such a person should go scot-free? Look at Palugu Dam. Public Accounts Committee said final monies of $12 million have been paid. Say yeah, the baby Palugu Dam. You call Palugu. Somebody crazy what corruption cases in the meantime because a plethora. SMEL, SML. Huh? Can of for say you're diverting oil, you're diluting oil, and you pick up. And a sikan swa e buy oil downstream no. In fact, upstream near baby you 2 oil and casanti downstream I say baby a tunto you pump no. It's in a yakwa former base. Omoma men sure financial regularity. Are you aware, say, upon sika ye triama SML nyina according to Fourth Estate report, no? Ye almost employ the services of other companies. SN sika from when you have such wicked people leading you and you are quiet because of your MPP ni. MPP ni ye fear na nesi. Nemu me wi ase kwene ni ma unyansa nkoso no. Nejense mu no. FM. Nejense mu no. Say chiche muhunu no tan as obi teswa ono de moja ni mu asa me mikro mo chini asantini eba de a ona moja ewo ni mu sanse muhunu mu nyai na ne yesu se moja ni mu no e ono na wamaye development John Dramani Mahama once immediately buy ya increase salary to 10%. And before say other no increase 10% eswa. It is a John Dramani Mahama chain. No case after 3 years no be increase ya no nankadia na beka. And I'm going to say a refi. 2 months ago, you guys were in government. Oh. Just 3 months ago, you guys were in government. It will be in one money refi. So when you make certain decisions, I hear airtime. Who Facebook I share mine. Because for instance, over Bamia actual letter, what did you say? Chief of Staff at the Krata Babonting. Na chief of staff krata no de babontin no I say one more ye form adwuma from 7th December no omo form adwuma to one mu answer na yade a ebo man yade a enye John Dramani Mahama mu campaign so mema adwuma ade ntino mu asa adwuma chese basa ano churugu ho because pen no wan to paper no ye de chair no onim say Ghana for yankawe ana wura ba me atoro miranom enya me de se minuanom nketwa especially when a wie school when anya employment and when anya adwuma no aban bi beba obeka se adwuma na munya free mresantini kosi mresantini bi no se adwuma na yehwe mu ansa ana momfo adwuma nto na mo reapply enya me de because obia pe adwuma. Number 2 minyi ni say mo obi adwuma esan se oye MPP ni anase oye NDC ni so ye Ghana ni nko na o qualifier etwa fata esefata siema so ni pa ko ni adwuma. Number 3 ye ka ho ni promote John Dramani Mahama say ye beboa na Ghana for anya nwuma bebre ti menya sure say abanyo no promise a lot of jobs will be the same government obegu nyuma nemum tieniye. He who seeks equity must come with clean hands. Are you aware say in 2017 time wa John Dramani Mahama mufra ban na omama nurses over 8,000 clearance so omunye dwuma na owura ba me abae no owura kufado bae no omuyi omunyina adi. Are you aware? Are you also aware? Sending over 9,000, if not more than 9,000 public sector workers. Omwenya juma, wamuswenya clearance. Na nadu dan kweku fa no bamia, obeyi omu nyina edi. Over 13,000 workers will you omu nyina edi. Are you aware? Sa time no, I don't know bamia antwo letter ankase. Ni anana ku fodo ni onu ankasa ye no, enye. Anana paper ne pen asa. Sa time no, I don't know one throw emotional letter ankansela Ghana for say I don't know mu you omedi ene yes o me Ghana for ne you omedi. Sa time no free Burkina Faso. Sa time no free Banana Republic. You see, mo we enku trinity a na soso mu adaye. Bonia mudi DNDC for no. So you think say the same measure anomudi bedimo.
And I was say when you break akanya ho amede nsem ni na ba na wi. Subscribe to channel no like na share dwumadi no ma afoforo ensa enkabi makraw.
Dedi kama mamena Pendream TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, Pendream TV.